One, two, one, two. One. Check, check, check. One, two, one, two. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Let's go. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Put a one in the chat if y'all can hear what I'm saying right now. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood. Heaven Hollywood Experience, man. Let's go. Put a one in the chat. I'm looking for y'all right now. Hmm. I can't continue till I see someone put a one in the chat and let me know that they can hear me. I got people on Twitch, I got people on Twitter, and people on YouTube. Somebody got to be able to hear me. Okay. Thank you. Marla can hear me. Aisha can hear me. So Heaven Hollywood Experience Live. We got lots to talk about. The death of Clive Davis, and is anybody upset that Clive Davis passed away? And who's happy and who's upset? Are the dark secrets going to start coming out now? Is anybody upset that Clive Davis is even gone? We got Jay-Z and Beyonce with the hair conspiracy. Jay-Z and Beyonce put out a video where she seems to be combing Jay-Z's hair. She's letting everybody know the process. And there's still some people talk about that man got a wig on. I'm one person who said before that I had to apologize to Jay-Z because I was drinking the Kool-Aid from Choke No Joke. I was drinking the Kool-Aid, when Choke No Joke was saying it, it was, funny. It was kind of like a joke. But then Nicki Minaj took it. Oh, yeah, we talking about that. We're talking about the hair conspiracy documentary. But then Choke No Joke kind of like was saying it as a joke. But then Nicki Minaj took it and turned it into a whole narrative. And then people started saying, oh, Jay-Z's wearing a lace front. Then I used to laugh at it. But then I got to thinking about exactly who Jay-Z was and who we were talking about. And Jay-Z is Gen X. I'm Gen X. We the last real niggas created, as far as men go. No disrespect to the younger generation that watch me. But Gen X is considered the last real niggas made. And we just don't do that. We're not going to walk up like no man, right? That's more for the newer generation. The newer generation of men be wearing hair extensions and barrettes in their hair. Like, I got to thinking of like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Like, Jay-Z is not going to wear no wig. He ain't going to wear no hair extensions. He's just not gonna do that. So he's not gonna be up there faking that his hair is long. What sense would that really? What I just started thinking, and I felt ashamed for myself, saying, why did I ever even fall for that? We're talking about Jay Z. That'd be like Rakim doing it. You know what I mean? Like, if he can't grow dreads, he just would have kept his hair short. He'll say, "Oh, I'm gonna make them think I'm growing dreads, so I'm gonna put a wig on." Like, we from New York. We don't do shit like that. I don't know about none of you other niggas and where y'all from, but dudes from New York, especially Gen X dudes, man, we don't wear wigs and shit like that. We don't do dumb shit like that. That's for them young boys that be walking around with purses and hair extensions in their hair and fake abs and stuff. We don't do shit like that, man. I don't care how much money I got. I'm never getting fake abs. Like, I'm never getting fake abs. I'm never going to get a wig. My hair is gone. It's just gone. I'm not going to get a wig. I'm not going to get extensions. Like, we just don't do that. You know, I'm going to do this to myself for Jay Z. What was I thinking? You know, I was drinking the Kool Aid. You know, choke no joke is cool with me. He made me laugh a couple of times, and I started saying, "Oh, Jay Z got on a lace front." Started thinking about, you know, he used to work with Jay Z, so he was saying, "Oh, Jay Z couldn't grow a mustache and this that all these years and such and such." But I started thinking when I'm looking back at, you know, Death to Auto Tunes, I'm like, okay, his hair was kind of growing, and then he had the short ones. And when she came on, it was same. It has been 8 years, and then just started thinking like Jay Z, like why at the age of 56, 57, wherever he is, would he now start wearing wigs and making people think it's his hair? We too cool for that. And Nicki Minaj knows, again, like I said online, Nicki Minaj knows that Jay Z wasn't wearing a wig. But you know what else Nicki Minaj knows? She knows that she's got the most, and no disrespect to like the Barbs that fuck with me, they're not like that. She knows she got the most retarded fan base that's going to believe anything she says. And she knows she can get them to repeat it. This way she don't have to repeat it. She can duck and hide behind the car and she knows her fan base will repeat it for her. Now we're gonna get into the documentary. We're gonna get into Clive Davis, Jay Z with another victory against Tony Busby. Well, it's so quiet. Where's Prickett TV and Tisa Tells Lies and Moron Morale? Where are these people that whenever Jay Z farts, they got a video and say he's losing in court? Where are these people at when cases get dismissed? You'll never see them. Now we got Moron Morale, the guy Morad, you know, uh, uh, um, exclusive and consistent daily content. You know, hey Moran, hey girl, Morad Morelli. I call him Moron Morelli. And Tisa tells lies. And Pricket TV, Ticket TV. I call him Pricket TV. They got a video every time there's something negative. They got a negative video about Diddy, a negative video about Jay-Z, right? And this dude loves Tony Busby, so Jay-Z is steady whacking Tony Busby in this case, and this dude ain't got nothing to say about that. So nobody wants to talk about it. We'll talk about it here. But again, Clive Davis. The funny thing is, we're gonna get into Clive. The funny thing is about Clive Davis is, I've seen about 3 or 4 artists now come out and say rest in peace to Clive Davis, and we want to talk about what's going to be the reaction to Clive Davis passing away. So we'll talk about that when we come back. Make sure I share my screen. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What's up? What's up, Tammy? Tammy Shakeland in the building. Come on now. All right, so without further ado, everyone knows this is the Heaven Hollywood Experience. Shout out to my people on Twitch. Shout out to my people on YouTube and on Twitter. Make sure you got me on twitch.tv/Heaven Hollywood, because the stream will be going off after an hour or no longer available on YouTube, and it'll be Twitch you'll have to see it on, or catch the replay on the Patreon. All right. Heaven Hollywood Experience, man. We're going to come and get into these topics. Let's go.
Look, one way or another, we gon' get our family up about together. Brother, you was out of pocket, no, I didn't stutter. I drop it back in the trap when investing in the streets, you try to recover. In this world, you could only rep 1 or 2 things that come to the butter. Whoa, you only rep 1 or 2 things, is the guns and the butter. Whoa, you only rep 1 or 2 things, is the guns and the butter. I drop it back in the trap when investing in the streets, you try to recover. In this world, you could only rep 1 or 2 things that come to the butter. Sleeping patterns kinda complicated, ain't no time for wasting, we some entrepreneurs. I feeling like Scarface on top of the balcony, the world is yours. Took some losses, I was down bad. Napoleon complex, I'm mad. About to put the cam up in the clad bag. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Chicken dinners or you roll with the winners. Taking over for the summer. I double back for the winner. I be with the scammers and spinners. Innovators in the middle, man. All my riders got a dental plan. None of my shooters got Instagrams. Bang, bang. Got some rich, headed out of bounds. Had to hop in the renty to ride around. About to switch up the whisk, cause they stalking now. Whispering body dropping on my side of town. Flick of finesse, known to stay up out the mess. Business is never personal. We can politic the rest. I got a plug and they made me a plug. All my moves on they need to know. Rapper weed got me speaking slow. Bet you pay attention when we speaking up. Keep it drown, you gon' sink or you swim. In the field, we be getting it in. Type of pressure that took boys and the men. Fly got a family back at it again. Yeah. One way or another, we gon' get our family up about together. Brother, you was out of pocket, no, I didn't stutter. I drop it back in the trap when the person in the streets turns to recover. In this world, you can only have one of your things.
It's your boy, Heaven Hollywood. Heaven Hollywood Experience. Live. And in color. Shout out to everybody out there. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Spotify podcast, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're tuning in from. Shout out to y'all. Make sure I share my screen here. Hold on. Hold on here. Share my screen so we can get into this stuff. Get into this stuff. All right. Shout out to everybody. We're going to get into these things here now. Let's see. We talking about this documentary from Beyonce. We're going to watch it again. Kind of like channeling this journey. And as Black folks, it's really, when I think about it, it's really sad, right? In my opinion, it's really sad that she got to do this. Now, we're not going to act delusional and act like, oh, she's only doing it. But I mean, she obviously had to have this plan because they were filming prior to the show. Okay. But let's also not be delusional and say that they did not hear for the longest time Jay-Z take off that lace front. So I believe some people are trying to say, oh, they did that because of the backlash that he got from that. No. They had planned on doing that anyway because they knew, Beyonce knew, that if he came out there with a wig, they're going to be like, oh, see, we knew it was a wig. And let me tell you what Beyonce did, because people tend to think, oh, Nicki's tweet got them bothered. Nicki Minaj's tweet got them so bothered. Come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, I've never seen a couple, right? I've never seen a Black couple who don't bother nobody, right? I've never seen a Black couple get Black people so upset. It is mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling to me why these two people get everybody so upset. I don't get it. I don't get it. What's up, Darius? Checking out your workout videos. Y'all go follow Darius. Go check him out on Instagram. If you're in that Houston area, I definitely recommend you sign up for his class. Darius' class be intense. They look fun, but they look intense too. Nah, you couldn't get my ass in that class. I be conked out after about 10 damn minutes. But I've never seen people get so triggered. Now, so where I don't feel as though, oh, she strictly made that video to clap back. I do believe. Yeah, I know you be having baddies in there, but Darius, I'll go to your class and I'll fuck up any chance I got with any of the baddies. They'll be like, this nigga ain't got no stamina. Like he wouldn't be able to handle this. He was working out for 10 minutes. This nigga breathing heavy. Your class would make the baddies run from me. They'd be like, this nigga ain't got no stamina. Like, but so I don't believe that they just strictly put out the video because Nicki told him to take off the lace front. I do believe that it was a combination. Remember, Choke No Joke was saying this years ago. So I do believe that they heard him. But Nicki Minaj, of course, is way bigger than Choke No Joke. So when she said it, which I still believe that she got from him because she does follow him on Twitter. And I do believe she watched his videos. So I think she probably heard him say it, and now, she knows when she says it, it's going to travel further. But when I really sat down and think about it, and like I said, I apologize to Jay-Z for forever going along with that and drinking that Kool-Aid because I was at some point, when I used to watch Choke's videos and he would make the jokes about Jay-Z having a lace front. And when you think about it on the whole, like when you're not really thinking and deep diving about who Jay is, where he's from, is another. When you just take a listen to the stuff that Choke says, it's like, that is true. He could barely grow a mustache, and how did his hair grow that long so fast? You start thinking that it's fast, but when they say growing for 8 years, you're like, okay, that's not that fast. But she comes out with the documentary of the hair. Let me see if I can find at least a little bit of it in case for people who actually have not seen it. Now, let me explain to everybody exactly what it is. Now, this was taking place prior to his concert, with the Roots. Now, Houston Locks, I believe her name is, right? Houston Locks, to her credit, she came on social media prior to the Roots concert and she said Jay-Z was coming out with a new hairstyle for the concert. She said, I can't tell anybody what it is, but he's going to have a new hairstyle for the concert. I remember like 2 days prior to the concert, Houston Locks came out and said this. And everybody was like, what are you talking about? I remember her saying this. And then he kept saying Beyonce shouted her out in the documentary. So what she was saying was definitely legit because Beyonce was shouting her out. Right? So let me see here. We'll play a little bit of it. It's got 3.3 million views in what, 24 hours? A little more than 24 hours. So it is quite fascinating that Beyonce Knowles is actually narrating this little doc. So let's get into it, and then we'll tackle on some points about what some of the people are saying. And believe it or not, believe it or not, there are still some people who refuse to believe it.
Rocky steps.
Everyone wants to know the details of Jay's hair transformation. Jay told me a few months ago he was planning on combing out his locks for the Philly
Come on now.
show with the Roots. He wanted to do this in honor of his father. His name was Adnis Reeves, and his favorite sports team was from Philly. His dad used to rock a fro, so he wanted to rock a fro in his honor.
First lock.
Now, I wasn't all the way convinced that he would be able to comb out his locks, considering he had such thick, long wigs, and his hair had been locking for over 8 years. I thought it was always beautiful that the real reason Jay grew out his hair was to show Blue that her hair was like his hair. Let me rewind and tell you some backstory. Our daughter.
Now listen. I don't know to be true. I don't know it to be true. And I don't know Beyonce like that. Right? But that sounds like cap. I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like cap, but I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying that it is at all. I don't know the woman. If that isn't cap, that's pretty damn cool. Right? If that's the truth, that's pretty damn cool for a dad to do. But one thing is true is that people used to always make fun of this little girl's hair, talk about her hair was nappy, this, that, and the third. But back then, I don't think she could read yet. And I'm seriously sure she wasn't on the internet when she was this age. She couldn't read. So why would she, especially if she can't read, and I'm sure she didn't have people around her saying, oh, your hair looks a mess. Why would she feel at her age, at this age, that if it's saying he started doing for 8, and she was what? That means she was 5 at the time, because I think she's 13 now. She definitely ain't 5 right here. But again, I'm just saying what it sounds like. I'm not saying she's lying. God knows I'm not in a position to say that.
Daughter was about 5, and she wasn't feeling very confident about her hair at that time. When she told her father that, it inspired Jay to grow out his hair. We really wanted her to love and embrace every inch of her gorgeous curls. It also inspired Blue to be the voice of the award-winning book, Hair Love,
by Matthew A. Cherry,
as well as songs like Formation, Baby Hair and Afros, and Brown Skin Girl. And who would have thunk? All of this healthy hair could grow beyond that low-cut Caesar with the deep waves.
What you doing, Blue?
I'm tangling his hair.
Thank you, baby.
This is history.
Low cut Caesar with the deep
5-year-old Blue
waves.
had no idea that her father's hair had texture like hers.
Good morning. It's day 2 of removing Jay's locks.
Now, Jay took better care of his hair than any person I know. He gets his hair washed religiously. And honestly, has been one of Sacred's most loyal customers.
What you got going over there?
Hey,
Got that Indian in my family.
he does.
Cherokee. Ain't nothing but no Cherokee.
His hairstylist was Nakia Collins, and I believe that Jay's commitment to consistency was key in nurturing and maintaining the health of his hair using only Sacred products for so many years. And it was in immaculate condition, which made a huge contribution.
Now I'm gonna stop right there. So, how long has Sacred been out? I thought Sacred ain't been out that long. Let me see something. Wait a minute. How long has Sacred existed? Sacred officially launched in 2024. The line spent roughly 6 years in clinical. Okay. So it's been in existence for 6 years in salon testing prior to its debut. Okay. So she's saying that he's been using her products. Her products just didn't, her products launched in 2024, but she was already testing and using these products for 6 years. Okay. All right. That makes sense. I'm not trying to catch you in no lie, Beyonce. I'm just I'm just saying.
To our ability to retain so much of his fullness, length, and his thickness while combing out.
Yes, it is.
8 years of locks.
It's really long. Look at this.
Now, we all naturally shed 50 to 150 strands a day. So imagine almost 9 years of locked hair.
You look so handsome.
Now, I was pretty obsessed with Jay's locks. Honestly, I didn't really want him to cut them. It's a lot of memories stored in locks. Locks can be like antennas, connecting us to frequencies and energies. Hair grows, people grow. So the transformation can be emotional.
Frequency, man.
Detangling spray.
And she sprayed in my ear.
We started at the bottom of the lock and worked our way higher and higher until
Started
we got
at the
to the
bottom,
base,
now she's here.
which was the hardest to detangle.
We're using 3.
So this is totally locked. And I'm gonna put the comb. Look.
Yeah, you got a miracle comb.
The sacred tools were fantastic, especially the parting tail comb.
So now people were like, I didn't even know that you can do that. I'm like, black people that's out there talking about they didn't know you can come out there. Where are y'all from? Like, are y'all real black people? Like, are you mixed, or are you foundational black people, or black people from the island? Like, you never combed out your hair and never saw anybody get their hair combed out? Like, it's so hilarious that now that it's the Carters, all of a sudden everybody didn't know that you can do that. Like, what?
Is a secret weapon. It helps to have this because you're able to kind of grip.
Sometimes we detangled in a diagonal line.
Remember, all of this is locked like that. I started it sideways.
Sometimes we used our hands. Sometimes we used the brush to really work the products into larger sections of the hair. We mixed the detangling spray with the moisturizing deep conditioner and our moisture sealing lotion. It made it very slippery, and it gave us the right amount of water, oil, and hydration to detangle. We used the hair and scalp balm to break down the buildup, which was the bomb. There were times I massaged his hair with my hands for about an hour, sometimes 2 hours for each wick until I could gradually separate.
Hold on. An hour to 2 hours for each wick until she could separate him. And he had like what? About 6 or 7 wicks in his hair. So you was massaging hair for 13, 14 hours? Cap.
Separate his hair with my finger. It was always a great accomplishment when you can finally break that wick apart and get access to go through one lock at a time. Once his hair was fully saturated, we'd sometimes use a steamer to help the products penetrate deeper into the hair, restoring moisture and hydration. Then it became even easier.
This is day 5, getting my hair combed out. Went through it, opened it up. It's not for the faint of heart. Day 5.
I think the key ingredients are patience and love. When it got challenging, we just used more products. And I found that you didn't have to be as aggressive and you could just let the products do some of the work. Some nights we left the product in overnight, especially on the roots where it was difficult to detangle. It wasn't just one person that removed his locks. It was a family affair.
Beautiful daughter came to help out.
I'm gonna be an influencer. We're using all
Blue,
of the
go
products.
practice the routine. You ain't doing nothing.
One now.
Shout out to the H-Town Bloctician who helped start the process with us, and to Blue and every hand that contributed to this process. By the end, we kept getting better at our own individual techniques.
Sir, taught us.
Okay.
It doesn't hurt.
Check out that technique.
I really admire Jay's patience. After 6 days of removing,
Look at her. She love herself some Jay-Z, boy. Go ahead, Beyonce. She love that man. My man, my man, my man. Go ahead, B.
his locks, we spent another day detangling and really deep conditioning.
Hey, let's go.
Look at her. She
I
dancing.
blow dried his hair, trimmed his hands before we washed it. Then Letty gave him his cornrows.
This is our wrap and set phone. We're gonna put this on his cornrows.
And used our
Now you got the Nicki Minaj and Drake fans saying, oh, he's copying. He's trying to be Drake. He's fit. So Drake done now created cornrows. Yo, you can't make this up. So now Drake, Queen Latifah, Cleo had them cornrows first. He said, oh, he got Drake. He went and got the Drake classic style cornrow. What are y'all talking about? Cleo had her hair cornrow like that. Allen Iverson had them cornrows. It's about, oh, the Drake style cornrows. Man, if y'all don't stop with this nonsense.
our balm and moisture sealing lotion for his braid down and his do-rag. And on show day, his fro was beautiful from start to finish. I want to thank Jay for trusting Sacred on his hair journey. He is forever the blueprint.
So, shout out to Beyonce. And I know Elite, you know what I'm saying? Like, people like, first of all, Drake's not even all the way black. Like, they're talking about some, oh, yeah, he's trying to be like Drake cornrow. Like, what? Drake hasn't even always had those cornrows. Cornrow. The only reason you got cornrow is because you got a brother on your arm. Brother on my arm, no brother on your arm. So anyway, so after they have this, right? After they drop this, here comes the Barbs, right? Here come the Barbs, the Drake haters, the academic fans, and they're saying, "Oh, Nicki got her scrambling." What? I'm like, I don't look like she was scrambling to me. They're trying to paint this as, oh, Nicki, you really are who you say you are, and Nicki Minaj got her scrambling, and the jig is up. I'm like, okay, to me, let me give you my take on that. To me, this is like the worst thing that could happen to Nicki Minaj. I'll be honest with you. Because if you watch this and still say he's got a wig, you're just a hater. You're just a hater. Now you got people trying to come say, oh, but you notice she wasn't braiding down. That's where the lace front is. She didn't braid on the part that's got the lace front. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? You could see from the root. She combed it, brushed it, like was pulling on it. Where was the lace front at? I mean, listen, the joke was funny at first. You know what I mean? But now when you're seeing her do this with his hair, and you're still saying, I don't care what it says, still a lace front, I don't care. Then after that, people start saying, since they see it's not a lace front, now they, oh, he's 57 years old and don't have no gray hair. Well, now maybe he dyed it. Now you're talking something totally different. Now people are trying to move the goalposts. Oh, how he don't got no gray hair at 57. Oh, so since you now know it's not a wig, now you go to that. That's a totally different story. Maybe he dyes his hair. He's not allowed to dye his hair. Everybody else dyes their hair. He ain't allowed to dye his hair or put what's that stuff that the brothers, all the black men be using to dye out the gray. He ain't allowed to put that in his hair. It's just unbelievable. Who cares whether he has gray hair or not? I don't get it. Who cares whether that's his hair or not? Now, the only reason why, and I will tell you why I believe Beyonce put this out here. And this is the same reason why I believe that Nicki Minaj said, Jay-Z, take off that lace front. Because Nicki Minaj is not a dummy. She knew good and damn well that man was not wearing a wig. He never was wearing a wig, and she knew it. It's not like she really thought that was a wig. She knew it wasn't a wig, but I'll tell you why she did this. And this is my opinion. At the time that she did this, Sacred was starting to climb up the ladder. Beyonce was saying how Jay-Z uses Sacred products. And I truly believe she was saying that and starting that narrative because we all know she has a huge fan base And if she gets that out to enough people, people are going to start repeating it. And as they said in Marketing 101, the best form of marketing and promotion is word of mouth. And if you say something enough times to certain amount of people, they will start believing it. So I believe she was doing that. This is my opinion. This is why I stay out of lawsuits, because I'm not too ashamed or I'm not too proud to say I don't have any inside information about this, but just judging her by the way she moves, this is my opinion. She was trying to sabotage the Beyonce movement of sacred. And if you have enough people saying she's talking about how sacred grows his hair, but he's really wearing a wig, that would have stopped a lot of people from messing with sacred. And that is one of the reasons why I believe Beyonce put this video out. Because remember, they're going around saying that Jay-Z's hair is growing because he's using sacred. Nicki Minaj is saying his hair ain't growing. That's a damn wig. And if you get enough people to repeat something and hear something enough times, people start to believe it. I solely think that she is tired, and she's not the only one. I think she's one of those people who are just tired of Beyonce winning. I think she's tired of Beyonce and Jay-Z winning. Beyonce finally came up with something that's actually working. Remember, she tried the Darion, that didn't really work. She tried the Ivy Park, that didn't really work. She tried the Parkwood, that's not really working. She got the Davis. I don't know anybody that drinks Davis whiskey. But now she had the perfume, But now she has something that seemingly has caught on. This sacred. Now it's expensive as hell. But people can afford it, that can afford it. They swear by it and they say it's amazing. And they have testified to their hair growing. All right. So I think she tried to sabotage the movement of sacred. Nicki Minaj know good and damn well Jay-Z wasn't wearing no wig. She knows that. But she probably figured, let me run this narrative as long as possible. They're not going to come online and argue it. She probably wasn't really expecting them to do this because this is out of Beyonce's character. But Beyonce's thinking, listen, I got a hair product that I'm trying to sell. And if we got people out there saying that he's wearing a wig, that could affect my sales. So I'm going to show them that he is not wearing a wig. That's not a wig, y'all. And anybody that still says it, you're just a hater. Now, does he dye his hair? Maybe, but so what? So what? Maybe he does dye his hair. Okay. I know plenty of men who dye their hair. I'm not one of them, but I know men who dye their hair. So, but dyeing your hair doesn't mean your hair is fake. It just means you're dyeing it. So people that are, it's still a wig. I don't care what that video says. Yeah, you're a hater. Just admit that you were wrong Beyonce pretty much called Nicki Minaj a liar without calling her a liar. But by her showing that video, that pretty much Nicki Minaj was the main person that they were going by. Like I said, even though Choke No Joke was the first person I heard saying it, and Nicki Minaj follows Choke No Joke, so I'm sure she saw it. And because her platform is bigger, when she says it, it's going to seem like she made it up. But it was really Choke who'd been saying it, years ago. Right? So to me, I don't know why her fans are going around like, oh, look, Nicki, you are who they say you are. You are that girl. You got them scrambling. Well, it doesn't matter whether they're scrambling or not. They proved you to be a liar. So how's that a win for her? It doesn't matter. If you want to say they're scrambling, if you want to call them, oh, look, she's going all out to prove that that's not a lakefront. Okay, and did. And she did that. And sold her product, and she's selling a product on top of that. That's not a win for Nicki Minaj. I don't understand how people say that's a win for her. Oh, she made her come out of character. Okay. She also going to end up selling way more products now. And she proved to the whole world that you're a liar. And you're just obsessed and bitter at the Carters for whatever reason. Nicki Minaj is rich and beautiful. I don't understand what her issue is with Beyonce. Nicki Minaj is a beautiful woman and a rich woman. But she has an issue, and you can deny it all you want. She's jealous of Beyonce. She's jealous of Beyonce's money. She's jealous of Beyonce's success. She's jealous of Beyonce's marriage. She's jealous of Beyonce. Period. And if you're Nicki Minaj, you really shouldn't be. I don't get it. I don't get it. Because you're beautiful as well. You got money too. You may not got Beyonce's money, but you rich. You still rich. But I still truly believe, from all the things that people, like I said, man, I was in this game for a minute. I was in this game much longer than a lot of people you know. A total of 21 years, 2 decades. Started off at Crave Records, went to Redline Records, went to Def Jam around the time that Jay-Z took over as president. Then I tried to get a job at ESPN. They told me I couldn't get a job at ESPN because I was going to be a writer and producer behind the scenes. They said, do you have any experience at writing and producing? Got any production credits? At the time, I did not. I said, no, I don't got any production credits, but I did go to school. I did graduate with a communications degree. Nah, that's not good enough if you're going to do a good job here. We need experience more than education. So then my friend, shout out to my friend, rest in peace. She was an adult entertainer, porn star. And she said, why don't you do porn? Why don't you produce porn movies? I'll help you. And I said, well, why would I do that? Because if you produce porn movies, you still get a credit as a producer for films. Even though it's adult films, you still get credit for being a film producer. And she was like, I got like 3 girls. You can put together, or you can do some filming, you can put together a package or whatever. I can get you on with a couple of companies where they'll allow you to produce some porn, and then you can use that to your benefit. So shout out to Sila, rest in peace. I miss you so much. And so that's what I did. And then once I did that, I got the ESPN gig. And then after working there with ESPN 2-3 years, I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I'm just gonna start my own shit. I was getting it. That's when I started to get into writing films and shit like that. So I was like, nah, I'm not trying to do this no more. And that's when I started my own media company with my brother. So I've been doing this shit a long time. I've met everybody. I don't know everybody, but I've met everybody at least once. I've met Nicki Minaj multiple times. I met and did business with Jay-Z a couple of times. I've met Puffy. I've shot 5 movies, not movies, but I've shot 5 footage parties for Puffy, not movies. I've worked with a bunch of people. Terrell Hicks, Persia White, Russell Simmons, Kamora Lee Simmons, Kim Kardashian, Snoop Dogg. I've worked with a whole bunch of people. So I know what I'm talking about. Know what I'm talking about. And I know jealousy when I see it. Hmm? No jealousy when I see it. But again, like I said, Nicki Minaj has no. Have you seen Nicki Minaj? Nicki at her age, have you seen the way she looks? Nicki Minaj has no reason to be jealous of anybody. That's a bad broad. Still. But there's something about Beyonce. Something about Beyonce. And Chicka Man. Chicka Man, why? Chicka Man. Oh, Chicka Man. You know she was playing with her coochie. You just know she was. You know she had Jay-Z on. You know she was playing with her pussy. You know she was. It was like 3 a.m. Chicka Man. You're jigging the back. I love girls, 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 girls I do adore. Ah! She said, Chicka Man. Oh, shit. Damn. Mm, mm, mm. But shout out to Beyonce, man, with the sacred products. Shout out to the motherfucking GOAT, Jay-Z. Now, Clive Davis. Oh, man. Clive. Oh, wait. First, let's get into the, hold on. Let's get into this, lawsuit. Then we're going to get into Clive. So let's go to, shout out to, document Tings, I think it's called. Because everybody seems to be being quiet about this. If it was reversal, boy, there would be think pieces. Everybody be kikiing. Everybody be making videos. You be seeing all these same blogs doing posts. Right? Hold on. Let's see here. Don't stop it. All right now.
Steps.
Okay. We get the point. Hold on. We get the point, B. So I'm going to stop that. Let's go on over to this screen right here. Let's go to this screen right here. Let's get into this real quick. Because don't nobody want to talk about it, but guess what? I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. If a girl answers, don't hang up, just talk about her. Judge dismisses all lawsuits against Jay-Z and Roc Nation by Tony Busby. How you doing, Tony Busby? Another L to Jay-Z. Now, if people are not keeping track, this is the lawsuit. This is a different lawsuit. The Tony Busby Jay-Z lawsuit is still going on in with the other girl, where Jay-Z had a Third Amendment complaint last week, and we're gonna see what the judge says about that. That's the one where Jay-Z is suing and said he lost $159 million. So we're gonna see if Jay-Z's able to produce that if they ever get to the discovery part, which I believe they will. So that's a totally different one. So now in this lawsuit, which also stemmed from the frivolous lawsuit of the 13-year-old girl, you know, the one that said Diddy and Jay-Z raped her, and she was 13 years old, and she went to the city, and the girl, of course, that took her there is dead. What a coincidence. And she talked to, you know, what's the guy's name from the group who wasn't there at the time, and that she said she spoke to him. He ended up not being there, and then she said she saw Eminem, you know, she saw the recording, but the street was blocked off, and she spoke to a limo driver, and the limo drivers was not outside Radio City that day. Everything she was saying just didn't make sense. Then she had a time frame of what happened, and then there was no houses that matched that description within miles of Radio City. Then they did the timeline where everything she said that would have had to happen like within 15 minutes. And the drive to that place was even longer than that on its own. So it was just a mess. That fell apart. But in the midst of that, Tony Busby sued her name is Marcy Croft and her company, and sued Rock Nation and was saying that Rock Nation was hiring Marcy Croft and her company, and they were trying to get them to find people to file lawsuits against Tony Busby. Right? This is what he was saying. Shout out to Complex, users under Section 107, the copyright disclaimer. Using this for criticism, review. With copyright, this is not intended to defame or slander anybody or call anyone a liar. I'm just going strictly off the article. All right? And we'll look at the paperwork. It's strictly off the article. There's a breakdown of the article that I'm reading. If any lies are being told, Complex told them. All right? Rock Nation secured a full dismissal of all lawsuits brought against them by Tony Busby's law firm. According to the court documents reviewed by Complex, Texas State Judge Kristen Hawkins ruled on Tuesday that the court did not have jurisdiction over Jay-Z's founded entertainment company, and its claims brought forth by Gerardo Garcia, Jose Maldonado, and the Busby law firm. The court dismissed all claims made against Rock Nation because the plaintiffs did not establish basis for the Texas court to hear the case. Busby originally filed a suit in Texas 2024, naming Rock Nation, Jay-Z law firm Quinn Emanuel, and attorney Marcy Croft as plaintiffs. You mean the defendants? According to Rolling Stone, Busby accused the three defendants of using shadowy operators. The nerve of him accusing somebody of that. Promises of financial incentives to convince Busby former clients into filing frivolous lawsuits against him. Rock Nation responded by calling the lawsuits another sham. In a statement shared with the outlet, Garcia, former client of Busby's law firm and plaintiff in the suit, alleged that two aggressive investigators showed up at his Houston residence claiming to be the state. He claimed that the individuals offered him money to join a class action lawsuit. You didn't get that on tape, sir. The lawsuit spawned from a now amended civil suit alleging Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs sexually assaulted 13-year-old at 2000 in the Music Awards. Jay-Z denied the allegations immediately, publicly called him blackmail attempt. Jane Doe voluntarily dismissed the suit against Jay-Z a couple of months later. Rock Nation posted on social media afterwards, today's victory. The frivolous, fictitious, appalling allegations have been dismissed, and the judge ruled that the state lacks personal jurisdiction. Now, Complex does not have the full story, but if I go to document things, they let you know that Tony Busby law firm is going to be responsible for paying the legal fees for Jay-Z and also Marcy Croft, right? So shout out to Document Things. So Tony Busby thinks that, oh, I'll just go file it in another state. It's not going to be that easy, because what you have to do first is you're going to have to give back these attorney fees and these legal fees that they wasted filing, right? So you're out here occurring, you're occurring like bills that don't make sense, that you don't need to be occurring. Oh, we're gonna get into Cardi B in a minute. We're gonna get to Cardi B in a minute. Looks like she got another win against Tops K. We'll get there in a minute. We'll touch on, damn, a whole lot of people in court. We'll touch on Millie. Oh shit, a lot of people in court. Nicki Minaj, looks like she's gonna get a victory against Tamir Peak. Look like his shit about to be dismissed. Javon Hadley. Okay, so reading this is everything right here. Harris County Court has granted multiple motions to dismiss under the Texas Citizenship Participation Act in a consolidated litigation involving the Busby law firm, Quinn Emanuel, Urquhart, Marcy, Braun, Croft, MJ Legal, PA Jose Maldonado, and Gerardo Garcia. In the order, the court granted Marcy Brian Croft with her fine self and MJ Legal PA's TCPA motion to dismiss the Busby law firm claims. The order dismisses all claims with prejudice, meaning it cannot be filed again in that court. In a separate order involving Jose Maldonado, the court again granted the Croft defendants TCPA motion to dismiss. That order dismisses all claims against Maldonado, claims against Marcy Brian Croft with prejudice, means it can't be filed again. And here's another one, dismisses all plaintiff Gerardo Garcia's claims against Quinn Emanuel with prejudice. Another autograph Croft defendants TCPA motion to dismiss with prejudice. And of course, each order states the moving defendants are entitled to recover costs and reasonable and necessary attorney fees. For the Croft defendants, the amount of costs and fees will be decided later after supplemental evidence. In a further court order, the Quinn Emanuel order also awards costs and reasonable and necessary attorneys fees. Full documents below. So shout out to Jay-Z. Shout out to Marcy Croft. Okay. Look at academic. All these motherfuckers in trouble. All in trouble. So legal victory for Jay-Z. Momentum, yeah, and people saying, well, he could just file it somewhere else. Yeah, but usually once your shit gets thrown out in one court, that's usually not the momentum usually goes to the side of the person who just won. So it's going to be tough to go reopen those same exact claims when the first thing they're going to do is look at it and be like, yeah, but you got, Tony Busby, you tried to go to Texas because that's where you're from. You probably thought you're going to have an easy win because you're from Texas. And even the Texas judge was like, no can do. I can't go for that. No, no can do. So it's going to be hard for you to look at that stuff, for them to look at that stuff and then say, well, we're going to grant him this over here. All right? When the truth don't work, they start telling. When hate don't work, they start telling lies. Right? Now, let's get into Clive Davis. Let's get into Clive Davis. Because I saw, hold on. I saw a post, and I believe it was on Behind the Industry. Oh man, I don't know the I'm not sure my password on Behind the Industry. Damn. Not sure my password, but I'm just gonna try to read it from the draft, maybe. I'm not sure. Hold on. Let me see if I remember my password. Dun. This is going to be about Clive Davis, and I saw a very interesting post. Everybody knows that Clive is passed away. We've seen Jermaine Dupri come out and defend Clive Davis. We've seen other artists defend Clive Davis. And the interesting thing is, the people who know Clive Davis, right? The people who know Clive Davis are defending him. The people who don't know Clive Davis, the fans, they're all saying, oh, glad he's dead. Oh, he was an evil, dirty man. He did this, he did that. But it's like, fans, if you don't know the man, you got celebrities coming out here, and then fans are like, oh, he has no shame, or oh, he's involved in the darkness. And Jennifer Hudson came out and she, defended Clive Davis, or came out and said a rest in peace to Clive Davis, something like that. Let me see here. Let me try to get into this. Let's see if my password will work on this thing. Not. But she had a very, now, mind you now, yeah, I'm just going to use her overriding password because I don't remember mine. So I'm just going to use the staff. All right. Didn't work. Come on. Mind you now, G, from In Case You Didn't Know, right? She is the biggest Whitney Houston fan. All right. So we have to keep that into perspective. She's the biggest Whitney Houston fan. So she has no love for Clive Davis. All right. She has no love for Clive Davis. I talked about this a little bit on my Patreon, but I did not get fully into it. But we getting ready to get into it. This is some deep stuff. All right. This is some deep stuff. Once again, copyright 107, section 107. I am using this under fair use. I do not intend to slander, defame Clive Davis, Clive Davis Foundation, or anything that has to do with Clive Davis. I'm reading strictly from a blog post, and I'm going to use criticism and educational purposes to break down this blog. All right? And I'm going to give my take and opinion on it. So this is not to defame anybody. So I protect myself out here. Y'all got people in lawsuits. Won't be me. People sticking their nose in other people's business. Damn. Won't be me. All right. So I just overrode it with the staffed password. I think it gives me everything. Might make me limited because I'm not on my own password, but all right. The dark side of Clive Davis, artist exploitation, control, and secret talks within the music industry. Now, again, I have to premise this in saying that the writer of this article is a huge Whitney Houston fan. Okay? She always has been. Right? So hold on. So it's probably going to be a little biased. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Hold on. So here we go. Clive Davis was one of the most powerful, one of the most powerful, influential figures in music history. He discovered and shaped the careers of legends like Whitney Houston, signed icons across genres, and built empires at Columbia and especially Arista Records. He passed away on June 22nd, 2026, at age 94. While tributes poured in for talents and hit-making prowess, a persistent undercurrent of allegations have followed him for decades. These include claims of financial exploitation of artists, creative control bordering on sabotage, questionable dealings around high-profile deaths, and even wilder conspiracy theories tying him to Sean Diddy Combs' alleged activity. Early scandal fired from Columbia Records. Now, Let me make it a little bit bigger. Pause. Okay. Davis' rise wasn't without early drama. In 1973, CBS fired him as president of Columbia Records amid allegations of misusing company funds and payola. Damn, payola way back then. CBS sued him for roughly $94,000, claiming he diverted funds for personal expenses like renovating his New York apartment, renting a Beverly Hills house, and throwing his son a lavish bar mitzvah via falsified invoices. There was also suspension of payola involving drugs, given the DJs and radio personnel to promote records, plus broader industry practices at the time, bribes and gifts. A grand jury looked into possible links to interstate heroin trafficking through associates, but Davis was never charged with payola or drug-related crimes. He pleaded guilty to one count of tax evasion, got a $10,000 fine. He rebounded strongly by founding Arista Records in 1974, where he would build an even bigger legacy. Critics say this early brush with scandals showed his willingness to bend rules for personal gain, and the industry protection allowed him to continue unchecked. Now, here come my girl. I know what's her name. I know G's girl is Whitney Houston, but here come my girl. Phyllis Hyman. A lot of you young bucks don't know about Phyllis Hyman. If you don't know about Phyllis Hyman, I suggest you ask somebody. Creative clashes, alleged blacklisting, and conspiracy theories. Phyllis Hyman, a towering soul jazz vocalist, was signed to Arista by Davis in the late 70s. She had a powerful voice and Broadway success, sophisticated ladies, but their relationship soured over creative direction. Davis reportedly pushed her towards pop crossover success, trying to control her career, basically say you should be a pop star. But Phyllis Hyman was rooted deep in R&B and soul, and that's what she wanted to do. She publicly criticized him in interviews, saying he treated her like a commodity and blocked her vision. After leaving Arista around 1985, she was blacklisted pretty much by Clive Davis, and she struggled. She struggled to the point where she went into a dark depression. Davis emotionally abused her, forced sad songs to set up narratives or sabotage her to the point of driving her to despair. So he was pretty much making her sing these sad songs to abuse her. Some sensational videos even suggest darker sacrifice angles. And these remain unproven speculation. Documented facts show a tense of professional relationships and her own public complaints about feeling controlled. So Phyllis Hyman was really like one of the first whistleblowers of the industry. And when she was about to blow that whistle, all of a sudden she was up out of there. Okay. Now, TLC, ripping off claims and famous office standoff. TLC became one of the biggest groups in 1990 with Crazy Sexy Cool selling millions, yet they filed for bankruptcy in 1996. Despite massive success, they blamed their LaFace Arista deal, funded by Ellen Bayface, on Arista distribute under Clive Davis. Enormous recoupable expenses, videos costing hundreds of thousands to over a million, promotion, etc., eaten out of their royalties. Small advances relative to label profits and OPAC accounting. TLC claimed they were broke while the label made tens of millions in legendary move. The group with friends stormed Clive Davis's Arista office, removed plaques from his wall. You saw that in the movie, and essentially held a sit-in hostage situation until police was called. Police was called by Diddy. By the way, they renegated They renegotiated a better contract. Davis later commented that they needed to understand a good deal and control costs. This fits a broader pattern of the 1990s artists, bad contracts, 360 deals, what have you. TLC never sued Davis personally, and the issue involved multiple parties. Still, it fueled narratives of Davis Arista exploiting black artists for profit. Then you get to my wife, Toni Braxton. Hey, wifey. Toni Braxton, another LaFace Arista signee, sold over 60 to 70 million records with hits like Unbreak My Heart. Ooh, don't let me hear your pain. Don't leave me out in the rain. I'm like, girl, boy. She filed for bankruptcy in 1998 and later again with massive debt despite her starting. Claims include pressure from the label during recording, high recoupable costs, tax issues, and lifestyle expenses. Outpacing earnings. Classic industry pitfalls. Some point to Davis' influence as part of the controlling environment. Again, not unique to Davis, but it adds to the pattern. Artists going broke after generating huge revenue. And then, of course, the GOAT, Whitney Houston. The ultimate Clive's angel, mentor, party, controversy, and lingering questions. Look at Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown is like, why is this man touching my wife? Do you see this? Mm, mm, mm. Davis discovered and meticulously groomed, groomed Whitney Houston. Starting in 1983, he shaped her image, chose material, and turned her into a global superstar. Their bond was close. She often called him a father figure mentor. The 2012 Grammy Party controversy is one of the most cited questionable moments, is what everybody talks about when they talk about this. Whitney died on February 11, 2012, accidental drowning in the Beverly Hills Hilton Hotel bathtub. Contributing factors include heart disease and cocaine use, per the coroner. She was staying at the hotel for Davis's pre-Grammy gala that evening. Her body remained in the hotel until 1:50 a.m. the next morning while the party continued downstairs. Davis proceeded with the event and turned parts of it into a tribute to Whitney. He later explained to Larry King that canceling wasn't feasible with the Grammys the next night, so they honored her instead. Cap. Critics called it insensitive, or worse, partying under Whitney's body. Conspiracy circles claimed it showed callousness or something more sinister. No evidence supports foul play in her death. It was rude accidental. Cap. Jennifer Hudson angle. Now Jennifer gets dragged into it. And G from In Case You Didn't Know hates Jennifer Hudson. Around Whitney's decline and death, some claim Davis was already positioning Hudson. A lot of people think that Davis sacrificed Whitney Houston so he can uproot Jennifer Hudson. You know, that is what they say. That's not the words of Heaven Hollywood. That's what they say. Okay. Around Whitney's decline and death, some claim Davis was already positioning Hudson, whom he already called the new voice. Now, everybody knows that that's Whitney's nickname. And this old fart had the nerve to call Jennifer Hudson the new voice while Whitney Houston was still alive. She happened to die, I think, either the next day or the day after. Dramatic claims of crowning her a day before Whitney's death circulate online but lack specific verified events. Davis had worked with Hudson earlier in tributes, including Hudson performing Whitney's song at later galas. Feud succession narratives. Davis delivered a moving eulogy at Whitney's funeral. Rumors that he didn't pay for the funeral or refused to help financially circulate in conspiracy spaces. No credible reporting confirms this. Yes, they confirm it. He didn't pay for it. Whitney's estate and family handled the arrangements. Earlier reports noted Whitney had financial struggles and reportedly sought help from Davis many times. Diddy connections and the wildest allegations. Davis Arista played a key role in Diddy's rise. After Diddy left Uptown Records, Arista gave Bad Boy a distribution deal, joint venture reportedly involving significant funding around 10 to 15 million, initially with later advances and credit lines. Davis is often credited as a mentor or backer who provided infrastructure and industry success. Right here it says Clive Davis, the man who made Diddy a monster. Post 2024, Diddy, federal charges, sex trafficking, etc., and raids, conspiracy theories exploded. Davis groomed Diddy sexually and professionally, was the hidden hand behind Bad Boy and the alleged freak-offs, stared him into darker activity. Claims from Jaguar Wright, Suge Knight, and various YouTubers allege everything from a sexual relationship to Davis being the puppet master of the industry exploitation rings. Davis had largely stayed silent or given no comment in clips when asked about Diddy. Remember when he got old and they asked him about Diddy, he was like, "Who's that?" Clive, stop it. Broader pattern, grooming, control, and why it was never exposed. Critics alleged Davis exerted total control over artists, images, material, and careers, pushing pop crossovers sometimes at the expense of artistic integrity. Sexual allegations included his bisexuality revealed in his memoir, and rumors of interest in or relationships with male artists he signed or mentored, grooming claims, career and alleged personal appear in Whitney, Diddy, and other contexts while little mainstream exposure for decades. And they said why he didn't get exposed. Immense power, control over deals, industry norms, fear, legal muscle, which includes NDAs, lack of hard evidence for criminal case, and media portrayal. Some things were public, 1973 firing, tax plea, artist complaints like Hyman's and TLC standoff, but the biggest conspiracies stayed in friend circles. Says here, Clive Davis built an extraordinary legacy. He also operated in an industry rife with power imbalances where executives like him help enormous leverage. Documented issues exist. Early financial scandal, tense artist relationships, many darker claims, especially around death, grooming, and Diddy. Pretty much saying the same thing. Now, this is where it gets juicy. All right. Let's read this. Remember, if you want to support the channel, it's $Heaven Hollywood. That's my Cash App. Y'all, please donate to the channel. $5. $5 to the channel. Donate to the channel. Remember, I'm no longer I'm bringing y'all this against monetization. To see the my full exclusive videos with the stuff that YouTube took down and demonetized me for, go to the Patreon. Backslash is the IE network. Patreon backslash the IE network. They don't let me talk about what I want to talk about on YouTube, so they take a lot of my stuff down. They don't want y'all to know the full truth. Okay. Now, she says, now I give what I know, what I have been told, and what I personally believe to protect myself. Very smart. Let me state clearly that the views I am about to express are my own and do not represent WordPress, Behind the Industry.blog, or any other writer or contributor. These are the thoughts, opinions, and beliefs of Regina O. Torres. Shout out to G. In my opinion, Clive Davis was a deeply troubled figure in the music industry based on things I've been told, things I've researched, and things I've personally observed over the years. I have many questions about his role in some of the most tragic stories in entertainment. As a lifelong Whitney Houston fan, I have never been able to understand or accept the decisions made around the time of her death. I found it incredibly disrespectful that a pre-Grammy event continued while the world was learning of her passing. To this day, that does not sit right with me. And I can definitely assure you that because we had a conversation about it, via text, maybe about 2 months ago, because she can't hear. I also believe there are many questions about how certain artists were treated financially, professionally, and personally during their career, from Whitney Houston to TLC to Toni Braxton. I believe some stories still have not been fully told. Over the years, I've heard countless industry stories, rumors, and firsthand accounts from people connected to the business. Some of those stories have left me believing that the public has only seen a small part of what really happened behind the scenes. Pre-Grammy party, I still say to this day, was a demonic ritual. Ooh. Be careful, girl. In my opinion, he employed Ray J. The words expressed, these are not so not the words of Heaven Hollywood. I am not in intent to defame, slander, or lie on anybody. I am strictly reading the blog, and I'm going to take my take from what I'm reading. In my opinion, he employed Ray J to help Whitney relax and destroy her. In my opinion, that is what was on that note from Whitney, something to that nature. He did not pay for Whitney's funeral, and his excuse was she owed him millions of dollars. That's what I thought I heard too. Whitney considered him a father, and in my opinion, that crowning of Jennifer Hudson as the new voice was telling the world he was done with Whitney, and she died the next day. Whew. I believe he actually assaulted Diddy and other males. That's my opinion based on the many conversations I have had. I believe he sent someone to grape Phyllis Hyman, because what the industry never talks about was Phyllis complaining of seeing men staked out near her home, and someone, I didn't even know that, and someone trying to break into her place. They never report on that, but I heard this directly from Phyllis's family. Woo, child. When I do, you don't even say thank you. Juicy. Why people don't like him, man? Why people don't like who? Oh, Jaguar is live right now talking about Clive. When I do, you don't even say thank you. I say to everybody. If I don't say thank you, if I didn't see it, or I mean to say thank you to everybody, I would never go against anybody supporting me. course I say thank you. Is that the message you talking about, Mimi? Wow, this is juicy. Hold on now. Let me go back. I thank you for whatever you do, Mimi. Now go support and hit that cash up, please. Um, if all y'all donated $5 to my cash app, $3. I know y'all got $3. $ Heaven Hollywood, please, y'all help your boy out. YouTube is screwing me over. They demonetized me, and I'm giving y'all some exclusive shit here. Okay, so hold on. Seeing men staked out near her home and someone trying to break into a place. They never report on that, but I heard this directly from Phyllis's family. These are my opinions. These are my questions. These are my conclusions based on what I've experienced, what I've been told, and what I believe. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, shout out to G from, I keep saying it in case you didn't know, but it's actually called Behind the Industry now. If y'all not on that blog, you are missing something. Like, go to that blog. It's behindtheindustry.blog. And let me tell you something. It be having some shit on there that you ain't never going to see nowhere else unless you see it with me because, I mentored her when she was young. So I pretty much, she still asks me a lot of stuff to this day. That's something. Now, Jermaine Dupri was facing backlash, right? Jermaine Dupri was facing backlash. Let's see. And Jennifer Hudson was also facing backlash because they came out and basically said, rest in peace to Clive David. Now, I know Alicia Keys is coming. Now, unless Alicia reads the room and like, you know what? But Clive Davis was also a mentor to Alicia Keys, right? Did y'all know that Jermaine Dupri had Alicia Keys first? Did y'all know that? Hold on. Come on, man. Okay. So, what was I looking into? Okay. So Jermaine Dupri is facing backlash, and I'll tell you why. I'll show you why. I'll show y'all why. Yeah, Alicia Keys. Jermaine Dupri had Alicia Keys first. So the Art of Dialogue posted this. Here's Jermaine Dupri.
Yo, I'm just coming in from Steve's style birthday party. Happy birthday, Steve.
Name dropping.
stop. I just want to say this real stop. I just want to say this real quick. I pray.
Hold on, let me slow down the video so it's not buffering.
That this weekend, the BET Awards, they go back
Come on, man. I need to fix this video so it's not buffering. Come on.
in.
I'm gonna start it
Y'all
over.
start tomorrow. Y'all can in. Y'all start tomorrow. Y'all can start tomorrow. Whatever. I mean, I'm in France, so probably now. But
Well, nigga, stop flexing.
listen, y'all go back in and y'all do something special for Clive Davis, because Clive Davis really put black music in the forefront, and he really did this shit different than any other white executive that I've ever seen. Like, he really, really.
Come on, man.
I mean, you had to be going to Clive Davis parties to understand what I'm saying. At the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Right there is where he lost me. Now, Jermaine Dupri, I can see if you come on and you say, oh, you know, he really put black music in the forefront, this, that, and the third. But brother, read the damn room. You know good and damn well one of the biggest knocks on Clive Davis is he kept having that damn party in the same hotel that you mentioned that Whitney Houston died in. And you're going to sit and say, oh, give him a tribute because he used to have parties? Jermaine Dupri, now I can see why you fumbled Janet Jackson. You are a dummy. If you're going to talk about what he did for black music, I get it. But you're going to go and mention them parties, and that's people's number one, what is that number one knocks against him? So what, he threw parties? That should have never been mentioned as a reason why they should do something for Clive Davis. Oh, if you ever went to his parties? Oh, you mean the party that he kept having while Whitney Houston was dead 3 floors up? Yeah, we know about those parties. Read the room.
When the Grammys was in New York, like before he went to the Hilton, the Beverly Hills Hotel,
where Whitney
Clive used to have his
died,
there,
yeah.
and the soul of the party was amazing, and he really understood what black music meant to the world and what black music meant to the music business, right? That's why his party was so popping. He was a white man with a party that had all the black executives, all the black.
Again, oh, that's why his party's so popping. A white man that had all the black. Listen, all you need to do is say, we need to give a tribute to Clive Davis because he did things different than any other white executive. He really, black music meant a lot to him, and he put black music on the forefront more than any other white executive. So BET, y'all need to do something for Clive Davis. You can ask anybody in the industry how they felt about Clive Davis. He meant a lot to black music. That's all you need to say. Who cares about his parties?
Black artists, all the black music wanted to be at Clive Davis' party. So I just pray that on the BET Awards, black music entertainment, that we do something big for Clive as we let him rest in peace. Because we lost one of the guys. I'm talking about a guy that was the guy that other guy guys wanted to be like the guy. Clive Davis.
Wow.
Rest in
Wow.
peace.
What an idiot. What an idiot. I lost a lot of respect for Jermaine Dupri. I lost a lot of respect for Jermaine Dupri. And I was just giving him props. And I do say music-wise.
3 decades, countless hits, and an entire city changed
I do
forever.
say music-wise.
Before the South dominated charts and well before Atlanta became the epicenter of
Jermaine
Southern hip hop
Dupri.
and R&B, there was a young visionary by the name.
Why is this thing still going? I've already skipped past there.
Yo, I'm just coming in from Steve Stop. I just want to say this real quick. I pray that this weekend, the BET Awards, they go back.
Yo, let me get off this fool. Okay. So that was him, right? Then we have Jennifer Hudson. Like if it was if it was two people, right, that we did not need to hear from first, I don't think we could have picked two worse people to be the first two people we hear from than Jermaine Dupri and Jennifer Hudson. Because Jennifer Hudson, even though Jennifer Hudson probably had no idea what's happening, Jennifer Hudson is the one that a lot of Whitney Houston fans feel as though you was with Clive to take Whitney's place, and you knew you were taking her place. I've seen a lot of people, not me, but I've seen a lot of people blame Jennifer Hudson and say, Jennifer Hudson was in on it. She sacrificed Whitney. That's what a lot of people did say. They felt as though because of Clive and the way how the industry said the work spiritually and the blood sacrifices, a lot of people said that Jennifer Hudson blood sacrificed Clive Davis. Now, here is J Hud's post. I needed a moment. This was a huge blow to wake up to. I know nobody lives forever, but Clive's impact and legacy will always live on. Yes, he was the legendary music mogul, but he was family to me. My heart goes out to the family and loved ones. You will be missed, Clive. We will always celebrate your life and legacy. And I don't even want to go in them comments because I can only imagine. I'm shocked there's only 266 of them.
You were, I think, going to go to the Clive Davis party.
Here's Shaka Khan.
It was a surreal event where Whitney's body was still in the hotel, and there was this sort of party where apparently half the room were in tears, the other half were kind of partying. What did you feel about that?
I thought that was complete insanity. And knowing Whitney, I don't believe that she would have said the show must go on. She was the kind of woman that would say, stop everything. I'm not going to be there. You know.
Facts.
I don't know what could motivate a person to have a party in a building where the person whose life he had influenced so enormously and whose life had been affected by her. So they were like, I don't understand how that party went
I
on.
had Clive Davis by pure chance in here on Friday night with Jennifer Hudson, and he obviously worshipped Whitney, and I think he must have gone through agony when he heard this news, knowing it was 2 or 3 hours till this event.
Right.
And I think he took the decision to turn it into a tribute to her. And I understand that. I mean, he obviously was wrestling with the right thing to do.
That would have been right if it really was a true tribute, and and a true tribute, might have been a truer, a more honest.
Like, no, sir. No, sir. Oh, it would have been a tribute. No, sir. Nah. That was no tribute. He was in here with Jennifer Hudson. You don't say. Shaka Khan, I'll tell you what, Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj could play Shaka Khan. Like in a biopic. This is what like Nicki Minaj is gonna look when she's older. Shaka Khan is probably what, 70? I'll still fuck the shit out of Shaka Khan. I ain't gonna hold you. Like right now. Shaka Khan is still bad. But yeah, she does. She does that. That's like Nicki Minaj when she gets older. 73. I'll take her down. I will take her down like right this very moment. 73. I don't give a fuck. She's bad. Um. Yeah, she's bad. Come on, man. What the hell happened? Oh. Anyway, y'all can still hear me, right? Yeah, I seen the microphone. But Shaka Khan definitely wasn't feeling it. She wasn't feeling the whole what's it called? You're connected. Yes, I'm connected. At least I thought I was. Um, she wasn't feeling that. A lot of people ain't feeling it. Okay. A lot of people aren't feeling, what, you know, Clive Davis did. So spit it out. I know Soccer had men after her. Shit, Soccer still got men after her ass right now. I guarantee. I think she made a comment about that, like how she's got like all these young dudes in her DM. She was like, I don't want no young dude. So what Shaka Khan said like not long ago that she got a lot of young men, like a lot of young dudes in her DM. Them aunties, them what are they aunties? No, no. Nikki and them are now considered aunties, pretty much. But you know, Mariah and all those are aunties. But this is like mamas or grandmamas, grannies. Shaka Khan, Stephanie Mills. Yeah, I'll still fuck Stephanie Mills. Stephanie Mills. Whew, child. I'll still take down Stephanie Mills. Um, Stephanie Mills, Shaka Khan, like these older black women, they got it going on. They got it going on, man. Um, who else? Like Angela Bassett is almost 70. She's in her 60s. I'll take down Angela Bassett too.